Why cleaning up your corporate books is so important. If you're a business, you may be thinking about record keeping, or it may not even be on your radar. And this video is really for those of you who maybe are taking a more relaxed stance on this, haven't thought about corporate record keeping for a while, haven't thought about how to keep records in your LLCs. Want to just talk about why it's so important that we have good records both for corporations and LLCs. Those records are kind of the center of the company, and they come up in several different contexts. Could be tax contexts. Obviously, you want to have good records to justify your tax positions and the statements you're making on your tax returns. Could be for an audit, for bringing in investors. Could be for a bank loan. And a big one that I see a lot in my legal practice when clients come to me, is when they're getting ready to sell their company. That buyer of the company often wants to know, hey, do you have clean records? Do you know who owns the company? Do you know where all the money went? Is everything under control here? So they want to see those good records. And that traces through many different areas. There's a thing out there called a due diligence checklist, and I'm sure you can do a search on the internet and find that type of document. There's many different forms. In fact, I've seen a lot of them from many big law firms and some of the most advanced minds. And they all generally are the same, although they may have differences in details, and they may have differences in scope of how deep they go, and they may have differences in what order things are in. But you can pretty much anticipate most of the items that are typically going to show up in a due diligence checklist. So if you want to have good records in place so that you're ready for that next audit, that next investigation, if you're ready for a potential sale, particularly if you have a sale that is not anticipated, circumstances change and you suddenly decide you want to sell the company. If you want to be ready for that, you want to have those books and records ready to go. And that means knowing who owns what and how that looks. So you want to go ahead and get those records in order. So work with yourself, your internal team. You can probably do a lot of this internally. And then probably at some point, either if records are missing, if there's a problem, gaps in the records, or if you just want that second set of eyes, you bring in a corporate lawyer, business lawyer who's experienced, that's licensed in your jurisdiction, that can go through and say, hey, what is here, what's missing, and what's wrong. And then you can get it cleaned up. And you want to have it cleaned up and ready in case something unexpected happens. Somebody dies, unexpected offer. It is really a smart idea to have your records in good order just in case. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them below. But remember, comments are not confidential on a forum like this. When you're posting on publicly on the internet, other people will see them. So don't put confidential questions in there, things specifically about your business. General questions are fine. If you have specific questions, reach out to an attorney of your choosing and talk to them. If you have any additional items that you can't put in the comments and you want to send them to me, again, not attorney-client privileged. If you're just reaching out, if we form a relationship later, that may change. But you can find my contact information in the link tree below. And I would love if you just send questions, ideas, things that maybe will help the channel along. That would be fantastic. And I hope you subscribe so that we can bring you more tips in the future. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. Look forward to talking to you again soon.